Standard 10, Geography, Chapter number 1, Field Visit. Introduction. Rahul is going on a field visit with his classmates and school teachers from Naldurg in Osmanabad district to Alibag in Raigad district. The school has engaged a special bus from state transport for this purpose. Rahul and his classmates have organized this visit under their teachers' guidance. Let's find out how the students are experiencing the changes occurring in the relief, soil, vegetation and human settlements as they travel from Naldurg to Alibag. Go through the following conversation between the teachers and students. Besides personal luggage and iCards, students are carrying the above items with them. Day 1, 6 hours. Dear students, now we have left Naldurg and are on our way to Solapur. We will have our breakfast at Solapur and lunch near Sinhagad, Pune. Now, all of you should observe both the sides along the roads and note down observations in notebooks with reference to these points: relief, water, bodies, vegetation, soil, agriculture, human settlement, settlement patterns.
Yes, madam. I can see that we are experiencing undulating topography and somewhere in between we can find plains. We can also see some agricultural fields.
We can see small settlements along the roads. We can also see tea stalls, dhabas, petrol pumps and other shops.
Yes, Meena. Your observations?
Madam, are we going down the slope?
Correct. Now, we are in the southern part of the Balaghat ranges. They are the eastern offshoots of the Sahyadris. Keep looking at the map given to you and topography outside. You can easily see the changes occurring in the landscape. Now, tell me about the settlement patterns and housing types.
Madam, in rural areas, we see houses in straight line along the road. The walls of the houses are made of clay, while the use of mud and wood is visible in making the roofs.
In this area, we can mainly see dry grass. Trees which have shed their leaves are visible in some places.
Good observation, Suraj and Renuka. Such settlements are called linear settlements. We have learned that in 7th standard. The houses which you saw are called mud and wood houses, dhabyache ghare. These are the traditional houses built by a specific method. The vegetation here belongs to the dry deciduous type. They shed their leaves during a specific season. After some time, they reach Solapur city. Now we have reached Solapur city. In urban areas, the population density is high. We see multi-storied houses. They are made from a mixture of cement, sand, rubble and water. They are constructed using bricks. Shops with modern amenities like shopping malls, big restaurants, etc. are found along the roads. Students started observing the distinctive characteristics of the urban area. After some time, the teachers asked Rahul to distribute the breakfast packets among the students. They had their breakfasts. Now, we are crossing Solapur city. Dear students, see the cultivation around. What do you see? Observe and tell. Children observed on both sides of the road and started writing down their observations in their notebooks. This continued for a long time.
Madam, I find that the fields are greener here. When we had left Naldurg, we had seen shrub crops and there was some sugarcane. But now I can see that it is mainly sugarcane being cultivated here.
Correct. When we had left Naldurg, we had seen cultivation of moong, urad and other pulses, but now it is mainly sugarcane. This is because of the availability of irrigation facilities.
Yes, madam. We had crossed a canal some time ago and now I can see a large reservoir here. Which is this reservoir, madam?
Near Indapur, the teachers asked the bus driver to stop at the side of the road. The students got down in a line and gathered around the teachers in a disciplined way. Refer to your maps. As shown there, what you can see to our right are the backwaters of the Ujni Dam built on the river Bhima. This dam is mainly used for supplying drinking water. It is also used for power generation, fishing, irrigation, etc. Some students clicked pictures of the surroundings. They boarded the bus and their journey started again.
Madam, this seems to be a plain area.
Yes, we are going through a plain region. This is a part of the Deccan Plateau itself. As we go westwards, we will notice major changes in the relief and vegetation. After few hours of journey, they left the main road near Hadapsar and turned towards Sinhagad. There were many big and small hotels at the foothills. They stopped at an open space at the roadside and had their lunch. They relaxed for a while.
I also noticed that when we left Naldurg, trees like Jujube, Bor and Babul etc. were visible, but here different trees are seen.
Good! While crossing Naldurg, we saw semi-arid thorny type of vegetation. Change in type of vegetation is an indicator of change in the amount of rainfall in that area. We see that Anjan, ironwood, banyan and peepal trees are more in number here. Alright, now we have reached the foothills of Sinhagad. Now we will climb to the top and you will see the offshoots of Western Ghats. You will only carry your iCards, notebook, pen, binoculars, camera, cap, map and water bottle. Keep your luggage and other items in the bus itself. When they started climbing the Sinhagad fort, it was quite sunny at first. Then it became cloudy. Later, it also started drizzling and students enjoyed eating steamed groundnuts, buttermilk and curd on the way. They clicked photographs of various physical features, the vegetation around, birds, the aerial view of Pune city, and the various structures of the fort. Afterwards, teachers asked them to gather at one place. We have now reached the fort of Sinhagad. How will you collect information about it? Discuss. If you were a part of this field visit, what preparations would you make? Answer. I would make the following preparations. I would collect information about the place of field visit through books and internet. I would take bag, water bottle, notebook, pen, first aid box, binocular, camera, cap, compass, map, etc. along with my personal things. I would take some jars for collection of samples from there. I would remain present on time and would follow the instructions of teacher. Suppose teachers ask you to plan the visit, how will you plan the details of the trip? Answer. I will plan the details of the trip in following way. Deciding the place. Deciding the place of field visit, it includes planning about the location, distance, transportation route, means of transportation, duration of field visit, etc. Deciding the purpose. It includes deciding the aims and learning objectives of field visit. For example, visiting a hill station and seashore to study the difference in climatic conditions between them. Collecting, obtaining essential documents. It includes collecting or obtaining the location map of a field, necessary permission letters, etc. For example, obtaining permission letter of owner of a factory allowing a visit to a factory. Preparing questionnaire. It includes preparing questionnaire as per the purpose of field visit. For example, if field visit is at dam, then preparing following type of questionnaire to gather information about that dam. What is the name of dam? In which year it is constructed? Who constructed this dam? Dam water is only used for irrigation or electricity is generated out of it. What is the holding capacity of dam, etc.? What precautions will you take continuously during the field visit? Answer. We will take the following precautions continuously during the field visit. We will ensure safety of oneself and others. We will carry identity card, first aid box, important phone numbers, etc. We will strictly obey the instructions given by teachers. During field visit, we will try to gather information about local circumstances by conversing with the local people. We will also ensure that the one does not harm the environment in any way during field visit. Collect more information about mud and wood houses. Dhabyachi ghare. Correlate pulse cropping with low rainfall. Obtain information regarding multipurpose projects. Vegetation is an indicator of difference in precipitation. What are the other indicators of difference in precipitation? Answer. Yes, vegetation is an indicator of difference in precipitation. Other indicators of difference in precipitation are as follows: population, structures of houses, relief, animals and birds.
Madam, we saw a board at the entrance which gave us information about the Sinhagad Fort. We have also clicked its pictures.
Good, Neha. Now, who will tell the differences in the relief features now?
Madam, we can see that now the undulating plains have turned into rugged topography with hills. This is a high hill. We are at a higher altitude and hence can even experience clouds.
Very good, Kasim. You can notice many physical features like rock pinnacles, valleys and hills and layers formed from volcanic eruptions. Have you recognized the rock found here? You might have seen some debris of landslides at places while climbing. Now, tell me about the agricultural pattern around.
Madam, this is basalt, an igneous type of rock. We had learnt about it in 6th class.
We saw mainly pulses being cultivated at the place where we live. Between Solapur to Pune, we saw sugarcane. Now we mainly see paddy fields.
Correct. It is because of the good amount of rainfall here. Can you recall seeing a similar fort-like structure before? What difference do you see between both of them?
Madam, we can compare this with the Naldurg fort itself, but it is not situated on a hill like Sinhagad. We do not have to climb up a slope to see it.
Very good. Now we have reached the top of the fort. This is a hill fort as it has been built on a hill. This was built with the view of security and to keep an eye on the surroundings. Naldurg is a fort on the land. All such forts are the heritage of our state. Come here and look down. The water body that you can see in front is the reservoir of the Khadakwasla Dam, which serves water to areas in and around Pune. Now, we will go to the Kalyan Darwaza. Come here and see this structure. This is called Devtaki, sacred tank. Water coming from a natural spring gets stored here. Even today, it serves water all the year round to the people who stay at the fort above.
Oh my God, how can water be available continuously at this site since centuries?
The teachers took them to a stall which served pitla bhakri. Students observed that there were many similar stalls. Tourists were being served different food items there. After spending little time at Sinhagad Fort, students came down at foothills and boarded the bus. The bus started towards Pune city, where they had an overnight halt. In the city, they had evening snacks and tea and got ready to roam in the markets. We will be visiting places in Pune like Shaniwar Wada and famous marketplaces like Tulsi Bagh and Mahatma Phule Mandai. There are wholesale and retail markets here. You can do shopping here. Make sure you write down all your observations. After the city tour, they had dinner and return to the place of their night halt. Discuss. How will the terrain below appear to the birds from the sky? Out of which process has the plateau of Maharashtra formed? What is the main type of rock seen here? Answer. The plateau of Maharashtra was formed as a result of the flow of molten magma out of the surface of the earth through the vent on the ground. The main type of rock is igneous. Gather information about forts. Consider the following points for it: determination of location, period of construction, construction style, and security mechanism. Day 2, 7 hours.